Hi, my name is Kenneth Ma, and I do eyewear retail, wholesale, and brand building. I grew up in northern Jersey, right near the Alpine, the upstate New York border, and went to public school there. I have a sister, which is 2 years older than me, and a younger sister, which is 11 years younger. And we were very close growing up. We could say that we were a very close family, we were very close to each other, and we really believe in our family values and how we could extend that to just to ourselves, but also to the people we encounter and also to our business that we run. My mom and dad, they grew up and raised in China. They moved here around the 70s. My dad came and started up an own eyewear business in Chinatown, downtown New York City, and worked for that for almost 30 years. Unfortunately, he passed, and now my mom is taking over the business and trying to do the second generation transition to my sister and I to take over that business. They really emphasized familyness as well, and how we can just be better people, and how we can help our community and help our relatives and help each other. I think my father's influence of my life greatly. He came to the United States with almost nothing, and he started up a business that transformed the community, as well as he brought over all of his relatives. My uncles, my aunts, my grandfather, grandmother, he brought them all over here because of the success of his business. And also that he built a business that really cared for the relationships that he built with his customers and the relationship that he built with the community that surrounds him. So he really influenced how I view my responsibilities to my family and also to the community and to my business as well. I'm very involved with the community in terms of being involved with the business improvement district there and trying to voice my concerns and my ways of how to improve the business environment for the local downtown New York. And also I am getting more and more involved with my church. Before I hosted small groups, hosted book clubs, and just did volunteer events through my church. And once I finish with my MBA, I probably would be more involved with that. Maybe a cool example of me uplifting others. When I was in Shanghai, I had an intern, and she was just fresh out of college, and she really didn't know where her direction in life should be. And she really didn't know why she was working at the place that she's working. And I just really told her that your life should not be defined by your work. There's more to life than just work. Work is just a way to serve a greater goal. So you don't have to have your life and surroundings and your happiness and your joy be defined by what you do on a day-to-day basis, but you have to look for something else. Either it's your family, it's God, it's a hobby, something else that's besides just trying to recruit people. I was in the recruitment business, so she was very lost in that. So I say that, okay, do your job well, but use that as a vehicle to serve a greater purpose. She texted me almost 3 years later after I gave her that lesson, and that lesson still resonates with her today. The aha moment is two ways that I see it. One way is from a professor that I had at NYU. He told me that happiness and joy is not really what comes from what you have. It's about the relationships you build between people. So the relationships that you build with people and the influence you had on them is what brings true happiness and joy. That's a secular version of how I view why I help people. The more religious way of saying it is that I do attend church on a weekly basis. I do host small groups. So I see that God has given love to us by giving His only Son, Jesus Christ. So we have to love Him back by serving the needy, the poor, and people who are marginalized in society. So one way is building relationships with others, as that's true happiness, and the other way is that because we are loved by God, we need to love others as well. So I think that the biggest turmoil is my dad's passing when I was 16. And it just brought me a lot of, it really got me lost in life. I really tried to define myself with my family, define myself with my work, define myself with just like my family business. And then I just went on a journey through college and through China when I was there for 4 years to really try to reorient myself, to think that it's not really just about the the family business, not really just about work. It's not really just about people, but just to be closer to, as I mentioned before, to God and Christ.
Would you consider yourself perfect?
No, not at all. As I just went to church this morning, and the lesson of the sermon was that we are not perfect. We're all sinners, and we need some way to be saved, and we need an example to live by to be saved. So we are not perfect, and we need to strive for that perfection. How would I save the world? The secular answer, I would say, is that I would use my business to really serve the community, number one, and try to expand it, and also serve other communities that it does expand to. The more religious answer, the more spiritual answer, is that just to show love to most people that I come across, and just try to be more involved with the church, more involved with the outreach programs that they have, and try to just show my love to the people that I come across and the caring nature, and just listen to their problems and basically just pray for them. And if that doesn't work, we just try to, that would work, but then would put that into action by serving the poor, going to doing soup kitchens, and not just ignoring homeless people, but finding them way to find a better job, or feeding them and trying to set a way for them to become productive people of societies. Helping others in 5 years. I think that, number one, I believe that I could have a stronger community outreach program for my business. For example, help more people who can't afford glasses, or help students or people who have difficulty with vision. Give free exams or free glasses and free eye care for them. That's the way that I could do it with my business. Have a certain amount of the profits or a certain amount of the revenue from my business to be donated to a cause that I believe in that can help these people in vision care. Other way is getting just more involved with my church and with the community groups that do have a drive and a mission to help the marginalized. The biggest takeaway I could say is that I think there's a lot to do. There's a lot of people that need help. There's a lot of work to be done, and we need to just use whatever means necessary, whether through your business, through an app, or through the church, or any institutions that you come across, to build that relationships with other people and help them. Just show kindness to them, show that you're a helpful person, so they can pass it on to other people as well.